One of our practice areas here at Gunderson, Denton, and Peterson is probate administration. When a person dies, that person's property and assets that are not held in trust or are not subject to a legal beneficiary designation to someone other than their estate are distributed by a process called probate. Now, some people think if I have a will, there won't have to be a probate after my lifetime, and that's not true. If a person just has a will, the will simply provides the instructions for the probate. But it's important to have those instructions. If the decedent did not leave a will, he or she is considered to have died intestate, meaning without a will. And in that case, the state statutes provide the instructions for the probate process. If there is a will, the will usually names the person who will serve as personal representative, or sometimes referred to as executor. In Arizona, we call it personal representative. That's what the state statutes call it. That's the person charged with the responsibilities for carrying out the provisions of the will. The will usually also describes how the personal representative is to collect, manage, and distribute the assets that are subject to the probate proceedings. If there is no will, the state statutes list the priority of persons that are entitled to apply to become the personal representative and set forth the instructions for how the assets will be distributed. The person who is appointed as personal representative takes on some very important and serious responsibilities, known as fiduciary duties. And those fiduciary duties are to not only the beneficiaries of the estate, but also to the creditors of the estate. Some of those specific responsibilities that a personal representative has is to notify the beneficiaries and the creditors of the personal representative's appointment and the opening of the probate process. Those duties include the responsibility to collect, to protect, and to manage the estate assets as provided under the will or under the state law. Has a duty to provide an inventory and appraisement of all the assets in the estate within 90 days after their appointment. Has a duty to determine and pay the legitimate debts, taxes, and expenses of the decedent and of the estate. Has a duty to account to the beneficiaries and the creditors of the estate administration. And finally, personal representative has the responsibility to administer and distribute the assets as provided in the will or under the state statutes if there is no will. So in our practice, we represent personal representatives in assisting them in fulfilling their responsibilities, in fulfilling their fiduciary duties to the beneficiaries and creditors of the estate. In some cases, we're also called upon to represent beneficiaries of an estate, to make sure that their rights and interests in an estate are protected. In any event, if you have any questions or concerns about a probate administration, we'd be happy to talk with you about those, to describe the process, and advise you of your rights and responsibilities in connection with any probate administration.